How goes it, everyone? Welcome back to Minecraft Nostalgia. That's right, we're finally going to do it. The third and final installment of this little mini-series that should have been done many months ago. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but it's neither here nor there at this point. I was doing some thinking and some pondering, but I've decided, I feel like I want to, at the very least, get this out there. Kind of fly around and look at it. So obviously at this point we're finishing this series up with this third part by being on the second season of Night Owl, season 2, which was also the final season of Night Owl. Unfortunately, it kind of would have been cool if it went on longer, but then also that would have meant that Minecraft itself kind of would have stayed in the same sort of level of popularity. I'm gonna leave the music on the background. Hope you don't mind. It's nice. It's relaxing, and it kind of fills some of the dead silence here. I'm gonna try to make this one not as long as season 1 because honestly, there's not as much to show. But then with me, because of that, I may blab a lot like I'm doing right now in this intro. Anyone that's known me for a while knows I can blab endlessly if I don't control myself. But yeah, so season 2 here was, like I said, the final season of Night Owl. Kind of is when we're still friends. Every once in a while, some of us will still chat. Obviously, there's certain groups that stayed in more touch, but the group itself, the ones that were around at the end of this, we still do chat. We have a little group that every once in a while we'll pop in and we'll talk. But this is kind of where everyone either stopped doing YouTube or kind of refocused what they were doing on YouTube, or just started living life, things like that. So it just was no longer viable to try and keep this server running anymore, which it happens. But let's go ahead. Which key do I hit here? Is it? No, that was a screenshot. That's the one. So this is my starter home. I'm gonna turn the music down just a teensy bit though. I don't want that. I don't know if it's that loud, but I feel like I'm trying to yell over it maybe. I don't know. So this is my starter home. Yeah, much different than that ugly modern crap that I tried to do on season 1. It's like I was saying in the first one, I tried to do something different when I first joined Night Owl with that whole modern house, something I don't normally do, and I was just never happy with it. Now, that's not to say this is the greatest house either. I mean, don't forget, this is going back to, I'm recording this within like version 1.9. I don't know if we ever actually got to 1.9 on Night Owl. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if we cracked into the combat update or not. We might have, but I'm not 100% about that. So I'm just doing a 1.9. That's where I'm holding it because I don't think we got further. We might have, but I don't remember. So you gotta think this is way back then. Obviously, building techniques have changed even since then. There's even more blocks out now. Building styles have evolved further. And I've never considered myself the greatest builder. I get by. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades minus redstone. I'm okay at a lot of things. I was never great at any one thing though. But yeah, so this is definitely more in my wheelhouse though, where I'm much more comfortable. And it's also kind of a theme with Spawn. You're gonna find out that Spawn, instead of the craziness that was season 1, which I did love. I love Spawn Town. There's something great about it. Just kind of all the different builds, seeing people's minds. We decided to go with a theme this season, trying to keep everything cohesive. It was interesting. So yeah, let's take a little look-see around. I obviously went a little bit further with it, where like I like the whole beat up thing. Should I put this on? Yeah, I guess I could, so you can kind of see what I'm trying to point. I like doing things like this where it's a bit more beat up with these floors. I use stairs to try to make it symbolize like the floorboards are all kind of like warped and rotted, or you know what I mean? Things like that. I think it might have been Cirque that actually hated this, potentially. Might have been someone else. But I remember someone really didn't like that idea, and I'm like, guess what? It's my house, so screw you. But yeah, that's kind of what I did. What do I have in here? A rich boy? Oh, I have a dragon head in here. Neat. Why do I have a dragon head in here? I don't know. But I was actually I did okay. I was constantly actually having a war with Cirque. We were having a diamond war because he was like a rich boy in season 1. And I decided I was going to do my best to compete with him. Wasn't easy. But yeah, so this is my house. That was the first floor, obviously. This is the second floor. I was actually starting to do some further work on it. Just at towards the end. This house, it was built in many stages. Like the frame would go up and then I'd go off and do something else. There's my floating block. was there when we started the world, and that it was staying. There was no way we were taking it away. It was natural. But it was built in many stages, this house. And originally, this wasn't here. This like divider, this bookshelf wall, wasn't here. It was kind of big and open. But as you evolve and you learn things, it's good to break up big, wide open spaces. I mean, unless you're going for some sort of like grand hall, that's different. But in like a home like this, it's nice to try and break things up to create rooms if you can. And now this is technically all one room. Like, you can run around the whole dang gosh thing like that. But it still does sort of divide it up. Like you have this section here, then you come over and you have like a little sitting section here, and there's some decorations that I was working on. It was still all, as you can see, like it's not done. I was doing it in phases. I was constantly working things out. But that's kind of where I got to. And this was just like a little additional little attic. Oh, whatever. Why do I have pants in here? Whatever. Boom. That's music. A little bit louder still. It might be very quiet for you guys in editing. I don't know. But for me, it's loud in my ear holes, even though it's only like 2%. But yeah, so this is my starter house, basically. We'll look at the other side in a minute, but I'm going to go down here. I got Cirque to help me wire this up. Boosh. You fall down. You click a string and you fall down, and there you are. I dug out a storage room in the mountains. And that's just kind of like a quick way down. But again, nothing special. I mean, got my crazy kind of kooky floor pattern design, which is something you'll find that both myself and some of the people I did a lot of building with, you'll see at the end here. It's kind of our style. Micro, obviously. You guys seen from season 1. I had a big project with him, and both of us are... Micro definitely is a bigger genius than I am, and I think this floor is heavily inspired by a lot of his stuff, but I kind of like it. It just, I don't know. It's not for everyone. It's a lot of mix and match and weirdness for some people, but just, I don't know, it kind of adds some cool pattern and texturing. I can words good to the floor. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's just a storage room. Just a bunch of stuff. I don't remember what I have in all these things. There's just stuff, grass, things. There's probably like stone or something over here, or wood maybe. Yeah, this is all wood stuff. This is probably stone. Yeah. But obviously, again, wasn't done. I think I intended to do one more section here for something. I think maybe just for the sake of symmetry, potentially is probably what I was doing. Yeah, I don't know. I never got done. I know I wanted to naturalize that further, but I didn't get it done. Here's a nice waterfall that we got put in. And then this kind of goes along with that whole jank thing I wanted to go with, where I'm broken and beaten up. This I'm going to turn this rain off in a second here. But this little pathway out of here is supposed to be kind of like a scary little pathway up. That was like the original way down. And then I was like, I want a quick way down as well. Let me see. What is it? Back then, was it toggle downfall still back in 1.9? Yeah. Back in my day, it was toggle downfall. Why is that froze? I guess I didn't get glass on that one. Interesting. But yeah, so it's just a little custom waterfall, and I think it goes to like a tunnel and everything. A tunnel. Little KV system or something like that. I don't know. Just doing stuff. Just trying to work the land. But these are my lands, and that's the house. There you go. So that's kind of like the theme. You'll see, like, that's Tiger's there, that's Cirque's place there. That, I don't know who built that, but that's a thing. But you'll see, let's see, Optifine, Zoom, a lot of similar block choices. Cirque really wanted to build a modern house on this server, but he also obviously wanted to tie it in with us. So he did his best to choose some of our blocks, while also choosing blocks that matched, i.e. the clay, kind of matches the whole leaves and like the moss stone, and then Tiger threw in some clay too, so it also ties in. Like, it wasn't like a strict, like, these are 100% the blocks you have to use. It was kind of like, hey, let's try and use these blocks, but if you want to maybe add a couple different, it's fine. I.e. again, Tiger using the clay. I used the, that was diorite, right? Yeah, diorite. Diorite. I kind of like, just for the sake of the contrasty, the pop of white. Goes up here because it's all snowy and stuff too. But as you can see, this is the way I like to build. Things are ugly and just mixy and black, just mixed together. Hey guys, my friends Shinigami and SOB. You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch was kind of a funny story. I'm happy I have him, them. I don't know, whatever. Now, and I love them. But when early days on the server, Hey, fly. I was chopping down trees down there, and like I was doing the spiral up thing like you do to get up, and he was like walking up with me, and it was like get out of here. Like he wasn't even tamed yet. He was just following me everywhere. So I was like, fine, you want to be my friend so bad, let's be friends. And I made him my friend. And then I kept him in holes. Eventually there was supposed to be stables and stuff up here too, but obviously again, never got around to it. It was supposed to be just a little farmhouse, just decoration stuff or whatever. The idea was I wanted to like kind of have almost like a mini village up here. Not so much necessarily a village per se with like villagers. It could have. But just make it feel like it was maybe once a populated mountain town. Like I'd put all this snow in here and stuff like that. Like I snow capped it because I wanted it to feel cold and sort of northern, like my take on it. But yeah, they're my dumb derpy trees I like to do. Wasn't there a thing over here? Yeah, I see you, big silly. Just some goofy little things, some fun little stuff. But yeah, see, this is more of my style, not the modern crap. This is where I can kind of get in there and mix blocks up like crazy, and it's not for everybody. A lot of people definitely look at this and probably like, this is disgusting. And there's things I would change about it now. Like, I mean, I don't necessarily play Minecraft anymore. I mean, I don't. I did a couple episodes, but I don't really anymore. However, looking at it, there's probably still some things I would end up doing slightly, would do differently. But that's just kind of the way Minecraft goes. You evolve. You evolve and you change with the times. But yeah, this is definitely more my style. Okay, let's we'll head this way quickly. Just like season 1, I'm gonna have a world download in the description, so you can always like get more in depth and look at everything more like much more closer if you want, or if you were a fan of Night Owl and you want to relive it yourself and kind of be on the world. There you go, it'll be there. But I'm gonna do just a quick fly through of a few things. I'm not gonna be able to point out everything, just because I'm not gonna be able to remember everything. But yeah, so this is Cirque's place. I used to like leaving hose in here for Cirque in his bedroom. I would leave a hoe in his bedroom. But he used to not like it when I would leave him a wood one. He's classier than that, so I gave him a diamond one. So, you know, just Cirque's a classy guy like that. What's he got in here? Just decorations? Yeah. Cirque's a classy dude like that. Very classy dude. Yeah, it's lapis or something? Yeah. And he's such a smart boy, that Cirque. What a smart boy he is. Come on over here, and he's got more of his hoosh, more decoration. He did really well in terms of the deco, like the decorations, for it, A, being a modern house, which is already like kind of has a certain aesthetic, but B, the limitations we would have had back then. I'm not too sure how much would be more available from now, like more readily available now. But there definitely is more things you can do, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool up here. I think he had like a terrarium. Yeah, terrarium. Because you couldn't have aquariums back in this day. I mean, you could do something like he did in the season 1, where it's like kind of you spit a actual fish, just like an item, across the water and pick it back up type of thing. Like I think he did that on season 1. But you couldn't have a real aquarium like you can now. Back in my day, there was no such thing as real aquariums. There was no way to collect fish, and you couldn't see them swim around. Like there was no fish to swim around. It's just the way it was. But yeah, he's got his storage room underneath, and he's got his, his patented kind of like angular mine shaft farm, cow farm. That's where most of my food came from too. Over here was a little prank I did on him. This is when he joined Castaways. He didn't actually leave Night Owl. He's always Night Owl. When you were a Night Owl, unless like you did something terrible, or like you left on your own, like your decision, you left, you're still a Night Owl, like regardless if you joined another server. Like Cirque was like a core of this group, so even though he started playing on Castaways, he was still Night Owl. And this is before I joined, obviously, because I was pranking him. But yeah, just a little thing, a little graveyard with some backstory and stuff like that. Iron golems, horses. He's got videos, so you can go check that out. My videos aren't around anymore, but his definitely is. And here we are, El Tigres, tigers. You go shikes now. Nice waterfall, nice. I don't know. I like his place. He built into the mountain really well, like on the peak of the mountain really nicely. I used to kind of make fun of him sometimes. The view distance is fine, but if you turn your view distance down just enough, and this, inappropriate, But yeah, because you got a roundness and you got a roundness and you got a long. Used to tease him, but I mean, overall, I do like the build. Like he built it really nice. Like it's like it looks like it's not like it looks like it's just sitting on the mountain. Like the way he did the struts and stuff, like it looks like he's tied it into the mountain. It's really nice. Is this my island? This is a commie. Yeah, 'cause I hate these stupid dandelions. Gross. Get them on my face. But yeah, used to come over here, goof around every once in a while. We prank them every once in a while, mess with them, goof around. I think we put like a noise prank one time up top. I think it was me and Cirque. Mostly Cirque because Cirque was like a redstone guy and he understood how to do that. But I was just there for moral support more than anything. Remainders of pranks and things like that, and I think that's his storage room in there. And it was like a similar feel that he was doing, where you were kind of just plotting houses and buildings around, and going from there. What else we got? That like I said, I don't know what this is. I don't know who built it. It was just kind of there one day, and like I don't remember if anyone ever claimed it, and it never became anything. Like there's like a cross in here, and there's some stuff in it, but like this is all it was. Like, it was just one day it was here. Like I just was over at my place one day. And I happened to look over and I noticed something weird was loading. I'm like, what is that? And I came over. I'm like, well, what is this? And there's a path to it and stuff. I don't know who did it. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I want to say it's like Blue Chip or something, but I really don't know. Like, I don't know if he ended up playing with us on season 2 at all. It's almost like it was someone that made like a single appearance and then was gone. Wasn't this someone's base? Oh, yeah. This was, this guy is no longer part of us. I'm not going to try to get too negative, but let's just say he was a friend, and now I'm not a fan of some of the things he did. I'm not even going to say their name. They know who they are, probably, if they ever see this, and some of the members may remember who he is by looking at that, but I'm not a fan of some of the stuff they did, but yeah. So we're not going to try to get too negative, but there is some stuff. This season definitely had some things, some ups and downs. Where it originally first launched, when we relaunched it, it was super popular again. Life came back to Night Owl. Everyone was on playing for the first couple months, and then as it happens with Minecraft, people start to burn out a little bit, and it's like, wow, I don't know if I want to play this game anymore. So we recruited some new members, people maybe we had known for a while. I think he was one of the guys that we had known for a bit. He was never one of us officially, but we knew him. He got invited on, and we had some other new members that came in. Some worked, some didn't work. Like this was a new member right here from season 2, Sinfi. He was probably the best of the bunch of that new bunch we had brought in. Pretty relaxed guy, pretty chill guy. Just unfortunate he didn't get to join us sooner, so he had a chance to really live out Night Owl. But it was a neat little starter build, kind of cool, out on some like cool struts and stuff like that. Pretty cool guy. Then we got the big old bridge, a project I started with Micro. He wanted to like attach the two, and then just kind of kept evolving, and then I kind of kept evolving it, and we switched it around. Like originally this was more stone, and then I flipped it over to wood, and just kind of forever being worked on. It was just like something didn't necessarily serve a purpose. Like you didn't have to use this bridge, and honestly, I don't know if I use this bridge that often to even necessarily get over here. A lot of the times, it was just kind of like a big visual piece, which is nice to have. Kind of like it's there. This big old visual piece is just kind of sticking out there. You know what I mean? Over top of the water, this mountain range, like this whole bulb right here, this chunk, a lot of that was built up by me as well. Kind of shaping it, and there was probably still some more work that had to get done. It was just working in phases. In here. Another one of those little funny things like my sign. If you look inside, you can get in here. Welcome to Cirque's home. He discovered you can go in here. If we had it hollow, so he moved in, sort of made like a little mini, like this is basically just a little mini area that you would live. Welcome to the Cirque's home. He decided this is his home now. Do I want to fix this? No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. But this takes you into spawn. This was eventually going to lead down. This was one of the last projects I was working on too. Working on kind of using the mountain to spiral yourself up to the big old bridge. But this is spawn. So as you see, it's definitely much more cohesive than season 1. It's not nearly as full as season 1. It's still fairly packed in there. Not like I said, but not as much. I do, like I said, there's things I like more about both of them. There was some nice individuality with season 1, and I like how just how much there was in the spawn. Like there's just so many things in spawn. It was just kind of like crazy. But it was like one of the things that always bothered me was it was like kind of like a grid. Like some of the roads were kind of angled, but it felt grid. Like, you know what I mean? Like squares. And that's easy to do. Very, very easy to do. But I do like the way this went, where it's just kind of like these natural paths that kind of skate through the different spawn, different area. And like they're definitely my style of path. I did a lot of them. Cirque did a lot of them. It was AJ, kind of taken from him originally, over here, because this is his area, and he kind of like threw it all down in front of his place. And I'm like, well, we could just continue this out, and it'll be the path style. And I was fine with that. This is the house that actually started it all. Before we started on the server, we had talked about a theme, but we never discussed what the theme was. Tiger built this house like the first day or something like that, and these are the blocks he chose. And we're like, well, these are the blocks we're using, because, I mean, everyone was fine with it. So I was like, these are the blocks we're using. So this is the house that started it all, the original spawn house. Had little, you know, your enchanting setup, you have your ender chest, you have your bed. It kind of was one of those, like, had everything in here. There was some farming, there was road supplies for anyone that wanted to work on the road, which, like I said, it mostly ended up being me and Cirque. Some other people jumped in here and there, but down here there was some other like farming stuff, furnaces. There's like a mushroom farm, I think, down there. So like it was kind of like that standard starting home, where like you show up here and this is where you can get everything, which is kind of cool. And then we just expanded from there. It was really fun. Job board, as there is a lot of stuff that still needed to kind of get done. Chocobo farm. The nether hub was one of those things that never ended up getting done. And I think it was End originally. Someone wanted to do it, and then End said he was going to do it, and then that didn't happen. So then Chad and I decided we were going to try to work on it, and that never happened. It never got done. The server itself didn't last long enough, unfortunately, to make that worthwhile. This is Gaming Gray. That was his place. He was one of the new members as well. Fellow Canadian. Was cool. This is End's place in there. I think that's... I think AJ and Silva were building that, and that's Igly's place there, I believe. I don't know who built this. Maybe Shireen? Might have been Shireen. Possibly. I don't know. This is another new member. What's another new member? Mofuck. Quite the name. He's a pretty cool member. Pretty cool guy. He ended up playing with us on Flight of the Owls. That custom mod pack Cirque put together that had some Night Owls and some Castaways. Kind of when the two groups were merging together a bit more because of Cirque and then myself as well. So it was like... I don't know if I had actually officially joined Castaways at that point yet. Maybe, I don't know. But it had like I said, myself, Cirque, Tiger, Mofuck was on it. He played with us from the Night Owl. Micro was on there. I think Chad popped on here and there, but then you had like E-Rose and Greg. I can't remember his gamer tag. I can't remember what his Minecraft gamer tag was. No, stop that. I just remember. I can only think of Greg now because he's been going by that for so long now. But yeah, he was on there as well from Castaways. But yeah, so Mofuck, he was another one of the good members. We haven't chatted to him much since all of this kind of died out. But he when the time that he played with us was pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. That's B Rabbit Church, I believe. A little shrine. Tiger and I worked on this, kind of like a homage to season 1. That hole. It was dangerous. They were supposed to be... I don't know where they are. So maybe we were in a later version. Whatever version of the end crystal things came out, where you could actually make them to respawn the dragon or whatever. Maybe that's the version I should be playing. But those are supposed to be around here as well. It was nice and dangerous, just like we liked it. However, I'm going to have to take a quick pause right here, and then we'll pick it right back up, okay? Give me a moment. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a hiccup. Sorry. Getting a call that I couldn't skip. Anyways, where were we? Yeah, so we're flying around. Let's see. Yeah, so in terms of more of my stuff that I'd like to do, a lot of this overgrown, these bushes and the grass and the buttons and things like that. That's stuff I really like to do. I'm playing with the water, stuff I really like to do. I'm not the only person that does it. Like, there's one of my goofy trees. I just really like to do it. Like, I enjoy, and I know it's not for everyone. I'm sure there's plenty of people on the server that were like, this is gross, this is too overgrown, stop it. But I love it. I love this messy, kind of just overgrown, over the top. Like, it's just, I like it. It gives some life to the rest of the area. Like, look at this area here. There's nothing here. Granted, I think there was originally stuff here that got torn down because one of the other members we brought in, I believe his name was Stiana. He built this thing, and he was started building this giant castle, like right here. Like the wall was along this pathway, and like up against this and everything like that. And the first couple episodes he did were just really weird. He wasn't a fit. I should say that he wasn't a fit for the server. So we ended up deciding to part ways with him. And we took down the castle just because it was like, what are you doing, man? Like, it didn't fit the theme, and it was just like I said, it was butting up against everyone else's build. Like, Tiger built this for the Nether portal, and it was just butting up against that. And like I said, encroached right on the path. Like, it was right against the path. So like, you're walking beside this wall, and then underneath, like, this is other things I like to do. You know, no need for it. There was just this mound here, and I'm like, hey, let's dig it out and make it a thing. Because why not, right? But it was just like, yeah, it just didn't work out. So he was one of the members that we brought on and didn't end up working out, unfortunately. Yeah, it happens, though. What else do we have? This, that might have been Jedi Desi's little starter home. It was another new member for the season 2. He's a pretty cool kid. Pretty cool dude. Again, one of those ones where, remember, he probably would have had a bigger chance to shine if the server stayed going longer. Yeah, I'm not even sure what happened to him, honestly. After the server died, he kind of faded. I don't know if he's even still doing videos at all or not, under a different name or something. Who knows? It's a little farm, I believe, by Cirque. We make fun of him because it looks like a Pernus. Here's the infamous Vubs. He likes to come on, build a thing real quick within the first day. It's usually amazing, and then he leaves, which is how this worked. From the outside, it looks great. He came on, looks great. You go inside, not done. Honestly, some of this looks like it was fire damage too, though. There was no internal design. He got the outside done. He saw the theme, got the outside done. It looks really cool. And then he was never on again. How it goes. Tree farm over there, big tree farm by Cirque, really big tree farm. Head on over this way. Some stuff by AJ's, like a junk shop, and what was this one? Someone gave it a silly name. Yeah, the jailbait tackle. Yes, Night Owl. We're very mature. Here's the KO games again. I believe that's what we called them, the Night Owl games. I think it was Tiger and Cirque ended up building this. What are these silly guys? Doing something with levers like that, showing it off. Can you even see those on the outside? You can. That's silly guys. You can see the levers, the lever levers. Oh, shit. Who was in there? Jedi Desi. That we'll put back. Chest. Chest. Okay. Flush. Is it still gonna work? Claire's name. Didn't put anyone in there. Oh well. But anyways, yeah. So same concept basically. Your name shows up there. You can go kill the person. You have to use the tools of the trade, which I believe was these armor sets, and I think it was these two things you had to use as your weaponry. Kind of fun always. That's a mycelium farm in there. I don't know who built that. This is Cirque's super smelter, as he does. Different furnace amounts and stuff like that, depending on what you're smelting. There you go, Pixie. Feel free to break in there if you want. If you're on the world and looking around. Oh yeah, I forgot all these little signs we had. I think I was the one that started doing these actually. Let's go this way. I got the post office by El Tigre. Basically, again, expansion of the post office from season 1, where everyone gets kind of like their own little thing. There's mine, everything in there. I have an egg. Nice. Sin, Cirque and Potato, and Jedi, Stiana. So he's the one that didn't make that. Was Mamokin. He's another new member that did not last at all. I think he did 2 members before he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. It was weird. This is one of my builds. It's a farm. It's a firm, but again, as you can see, different build style completely. Something again I enjoy. Micro helped me a little bit with it, but it was my Mine was the main build. You can tell that you can tell it's my build just by how messy it is. And this seems very within theme, more or less. The blocks are kind of the same and everything. The big kicker, I mean, first of all, stairs. There is that. There's also the leaves. I use different leaves for different texturing. Again, some people probably don't like that. Just my style, my personal style. You come in here and it's got a bunch of seeds in there. You got wheat in there, and you got the potatoes and the carrots. These two never worked as well just because of what they are and how this works, which I'll show you real quick. Vengeance Tech VT helped me with the first iteration of this redstone because, again, I don't know how to redstone. But then I made some changes downstairs to how the farm was working. And I needed to move some redstone around or something like that, I think it was. And Cirque was on at the time, so I asked him to help me out, and he said sure. But so it's a sorter up there, and this is just how it works. So basically, there's a wheat guy, there's a potato guy, and there's a carrot guy, and there's a cart rolling around underneath, as you can hear. So before you put them in there, they're all farmers, brown coats. You fill their inventory. So the wheat boy, his inventory is full of wheat seeds, so he can't actually pick the wheat up. He tries, but he can't because his inventory's been filled. So all he can do is replant seeds. Like, that's all he can do. He only has room to pick up seeds. Same with these guys, potatoes and carrots. And the reason why they don't get as much upstairs, though, is because the potato and carrot is also the seed. So you fill his inventory, and he's going to take some back. Not as many fall on the ground for the cart to pick up. But sometimes these two dudes act like kind of fools. For some reason, they see, he sees these ones for some reason, and he wants to pick them up. I couldn't ever break them of that. I would have had to have maybe put them further apart. Possibly. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But it worked. It's not like anyone really needs an abundance of carrots and potatoes, right? So it works. And like I said, just a sorting system. Simple sorting system. I understand how the redstone works. I understand what it's doing, and I might even have potentially been able to get it to work, but not as efficiently as someone like Cirque or VT could have. Like, I understand what it's doing. It's just sometimes getting it to do it, not so easy for me. Slime farm, Cirque, I believe, did that. Let's see. Let's go this way now. So obviously, let's go check with this. Got Chad's big castle. We ended up dubbing it the Monocle Mountain just because this window, big monocle basically is what it looks like. But yeah, this he had the pyramids on season 1, and as you can see, once again, go big or go home if you're Chad, right? It's a really cool little build, cool big build, really nice piece. Kind of just standing there on top of the mountain. It's really neat. That's a dye trader. Cirque and I built this. I think it's like the Terrarian. Yeah, because Cirque and I had been doing Tiger as well for the first 3/4 of the series. We were all playing Terraria. So they got the dye trader. And we decided to build a dye shop in here. Cactus firm. That's not even. It's got this on the outside here and here, but not on this side. I don't know. I don't know why, but I know Sir came in here and he actually added some. Originally, it was literally, I think it was just a hopper and a chest, which is fine. It served a purpose, but Sir decided to change it up a bit. So half of it is cactus, half of it turns to dye, kind of just automatically. So if you needed it, boom, and then we could just transfer that over to there. Boom, bing bang bosh, Bob your uncle. That's a micro build. We'll go look at that in a second. This is a library. I think it was Sin. Yeah, Sinfi did this. And I think it was he was enchanting books, and then if you didn't want them, they were just here, and you could come. What is it? One lapis block. Yeah, see. This was neat little thing. This was a micro build inspired by kind of the other project we had going on in another area, which, like I said, we'll finish that off with that. But he likes his parkour, so he wanted to build a parkour tower. And if you guys remember from season 1 nostalgia, out in the desert, there was a bunch of little houses out there, and they had kind of a little mini parkour in them as well. Yeah, he likes his parkour. This is Cirque's seasonal shop, and he would change it to match seasons. Obviously, the last one he had was a Christmas one, and that was it. This, I don't know whoever built this, and I don't know if anyone ever figured out who it was. They started it. It got this far, and it never got finished. And I to this day don't know who did it. I have no idea, none at all. This is Shireen. She ended up started playing on another server, and she sort of left. She kept in touch with some members, but she sort of left the server. like, I guess because it was kind of like it was down a down period. So she built this, and then she kind of stopped playing on here, and it was like, oh, okay, I guess she's decided she's not a night owl anymore, or doesn't want to be part of it. I don't know the full story. I don't know. But yeah, this was her build. And then over here was Cirque's. This is the Iron Tower. It's just an iron farm built by Cirque. Really cool. Not to say just an iron farm, but it's really cool. Big old tower with the clouds in the way. At the moment, I guess I could turn them off, but whatever. But it's just kind of, they drop down. And the villages were originally came from here. So this is the reason, I think that was the purpose for this originally, which is to get villagers breeding up to transfer over there. And then it just became a thing where it's kind of a trading hub as well at spawn. Some of the best ones were locked up in here, things like that. It's kind of cool. This is the Lon Lon Ranch. Yes. If you're on here, if you happen to come check the world out, the entrance to these to get access is down here. You just boop the button, and inside you go. There's probably no iron in here. Probably got cleaned out last time someone was on. There's poppies. I doubt there's any iron anywhere. Oh, there's a little bit there. Yeah, and there's a little AFK room. Just kind of standing there, and it would work, and they die. The reason we have that is because little baby zombies could get through here if they wanted, and come kill you while you're AFKing like jerks. Like a jerks, yes. All right, so let's head over this way real quick, because there's one or two more things this way I'm gonna point out before we head out to the big finale. Like I said, I'm just trying to do this one quick because I don't want to, like, I can go through everyone's build, I could. But I more just want to show off and tell some stories if there's good stories behind it. And then leave the download for you guys if you want to kind of get in there and explore the world up closer. Because there's probably builds out here. There's a VT build. I'm pretty sure it's this map. It's a giant tree somewhere. I have no idea how to get there. None. I sort of knew, but even when I sort of knew, I still half the time didn't know. It's off in one of these directions somewhere. I have no idea. So it's out there, I think, for someone to find potentially. But yeah, this is a mob farm. Tiger is the main guy. I believe Cirque may have helped him with like the internals and things like that, as he does. It's a cool project. I know he had like the idea of these being like little cubbies and having one of each mob for like whatever drop it was. Like, you know, this is probably creeper stuff, so it'd be gunpowder in here. And that was probably spiders, so probably spider eyes or string or whatever the hell they would. I guess it would be string. That's all they would drop. Not spider eyes. I think witches drop spider eyes. Do spiders drop spider eyes? I can't remember. It's been so long. But yeah, so there's that. It was basically our mob farm here at spawn. This is like a zombie thing from like the early days. It's just ugly little tower stuck in here. I think it might have been Cirque that beautified it a little bit. Or maybe it was End. I don't know. But yeah, it was just like a little zombie farm. I think there was a spawner in here somewhere. Just kind of early day, like kind of the very early starting days. Getting XP and just drops and things like that. Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily anyone else. Not that I'm trying to skip over people or anything like that. It's just doing it quick, flying around, showing it off, living some memories. But I think that's the majority of the main spawn stuff. Like, I think that's Jedi Desi. He was doing something there. And there's a railroad Cirque wanted to build over here that never got done. Like I said, certain members were no longer with us. Like, Saito was gone by this point. We ended up losing Wisecracker on this season. He joined us, and he was originally in here. And I guess just because he was having a rough time, as I talked about in NightOwl season, there's nostalgia one I believe I did, where he ended up taking his own life. Obviously there was some stuff going on in him where he was a bit more, I don't want to say sensitive because that's not the right word, but reactive to certain things, and someone was kind of giving him slightly a hard time. I don't remember what, not like aggressively, just a little bit, and I think it was more of just kind of like yanking his chain a little bit. But he reacted kind of a bit negatively to it, and he kind of just like got rid of everything. But that was his little cave there. He had a bunch of stuff in there. He just got rid of it all. Just basically broke it all, and deleted it all, and logged off, and never came back on. It was an unfortunate ending, really, there for that one. The way, considering how it ended. But so we're gonna head into the Nether real quick because there's a stop I want to make here for the big thing that I was working on with Micro out in the Savannah project. So we head this way. As you can see, the nether, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff. There's a couple little things that go off there, but for the most part, it wasn't not like season 1 where there's a nice nether hub and a bunch of tunnels. We go through here. This is kind of like my most proud moment here on the server. Boom. Project with Micro and I. This project, the Savannah project, it just kept expanding too. Like, it was always going to be a big build, but it just kept going. It just kept going. And we just kept getting bigger and bigger. Micro was the main driving force behind it, but I helped him a lot too, right? Like, we spent many nights, many good nights just hanging out, building, you know, for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. We'd get in there to a call, and we'd go on. At the time, I think there's a thing called Dub Track now. It was originally something else, but then that one shut down. But you can kind of all join a room. There's probably loads of them out there. But you join a room, and you can put on like either links to SoundCloud or to YouTube, like videos. And you make playlists. So we all jump in, and we put a bunch of music in, typically wave music, anime stuff. Anime shows, openings, just other Japanese music, and we'd sit there for 8 hours. So like I said, sometimes and just build, just work on stuff. And it started small, started off with just like a little. I mean, like I said, it was always gonna be a big project, but it started off with just an underground. This is the inside. Let's see, we go down here. This is not even how you originally got down. It all changed, right? But it all started down here. This is like the original villager trader in here. Ignore that. It's not. I treat them right. I swear, I treated them right. Okay. But there's just a bunch of villagers in here that you can trade with, opening, closing doors, things like that, right? Let me out. Let me out. I went out. They all like to tuck in that back corner for some reason. I don't know why. They were like almost never over here. Like, as you can see, there's a bunch of doors in here to get them breeding. And the plan was originally to pull out some of the better ones and let them roam around upstairs and things like that. But the project, it just kept expanding and it never ended. So we just never got that far. And like I said, with the whole pattern stuff, like Micro likes to do that too. But like, there's just tunnels everywhere in this place. Like, this goes back up like out here, because this was different. This was like a different entryway at first. Like, there wasn't this big like kind of connecting pathway bridge up top there, because this building wasn't originally planned, but we decided we were going to do one over here, so we started working on that, you know. And I was working a lot of the detailing with like the whole depth, the pattern and stuff like that. Micro just slapped down on a lot of brick blocks in like super fast, and I go in with the little mini details. It was kind of a nice duo, because Micro, he's good at imagining big, massive builds and like kind of cool patterns and stuff like that, and I'm good at like little mini details. Ignore the vagina bridge, unintentional, but it happened. But yeah, see, like, these cool patterns he created, I like that. I've always really liked that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I do wish the server lasted long enough that we could have seen this project through to the end, if there ever was an end, because like I said, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and expanding more and more and more. It just probably didn't think it was ever going to stop, honestly, but it was a lot of fun. This is probably some of the most fun. Like, the NightOwl Season 1 was a lot of fun. And I joined it fairly early on. I was there for a while, but this one, like I said, I have a lot more personal touch on everything in here, from like the roads to, you know, the decoration, like the shrubberies, and just hands in a lot of different builds and things like that. So I'm personally even more strongly tied to NightOwl Season 2, simply because of, like I said, it's a lot more memories. Like I said, Season 1, a lot of really great memories, but I didn't have as much to show on Season 1. This one I do, and this is one of my most proud things. Like, it's the biggest project I ever worked on. Like I said, it would have been really cool to have seen it finished. But obviously, like I said, I don't know if that was ever going to happen. Like, that bridge, Micro wanted to go all the way to Spawn with it, which is possible. Spawn wasn't, it's not like it's a bajillion miles away. It's like a few thousand, I'm pretty sure. But technically, in theory, it would have been possible. It's just, it would have been a lot of work. We just, there's just so many things that we were working on. It's like, this place is, it's crazy. There's so many pathways you can different ways you can run around in this place. Like, Micro and I knew it like the back of our hand, because we were here so often. But a lot of times other people would show up here, and like, they wouldn't know how we would get to a certain place, because like, that goes there to some rooms. But if you come up here, you know, this was like another layer. and this was all like this goes up to here and this goes up that way. But then like there's also, if I remember correctly, you come down this side of the staircase is different. You can go here, which is just falls down, but then you can go over here. You can come here, come over here. There's a ladder. Yep. Come over here. You think, what the hell? There's nothing here. No, there is. You go over here. You're like, what? Well, where am I? There's nothing over here. But you go to this ladder and you think, well, what the hell? I'm just going back up. You are technically going up, but you're over. All of a sudden, you're over here. You're up over here now. And look, there's just stuff like that all over the place within this build. It's just like I said, the way the minds of Micro and I worked when we got building. Like we just make things, and it's just, I don't know. It was just weird, but it was a lot of fun. It was like I said, a lot of fun. A lot of good memories. Like I said, just hanging out with friends in the call, listening to music for hours, and just play some blocks, telling jokes, whatever. A lot of fun. Definitely one of my more proud things. Like I said, I would have loved to have seen this finished, but wasn't meant to be. But anyways, that's probably it for this. I don't know how long it was. Like I said, I tried to make it shorter because there's not as much, but I might have blabbed. I do think actually someone lived or was moving in over here or something, somewhere in the desert. Someone was doing something, I think. Yeah, see, I don't know what it was, but they were going to, and it was fine. It was a neighbor. But yeah, I don't know if this is as long, if it's shorter. I don't know yet, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you went around for season 2, you know, kind of a cool little sneak peek for you guys of kind of the stuff we got up to in season 2. Like I said, download it from the world. Download it in the description. Kind of get in here and do the nitty gritty yourself. Like really look at it. Kind of check out some of the things we did, because there were some really crazy good builders. And like I said, there might be stuff in this world that I didn't even know about, or maybe I've forgotten about because they're just such small little things that maybe you'll find by exploring the world. I don't know. Season 1 was probably better for that, but there is probably some stuff for season 2. And if you were a fan back then, hopefully this was a nice trip down memory lane. I know a lot of the videos from NightOwl you can't necessarily go back and rewatch anymore, like I discussed in episode 1, or like nostalgia episode 2 part 1 of NightOwl. A lot of our videos are gone from the members. All my NightOwl videos are gone because the channel is different. People like Vert, his videos are gone. Sido's videos are gone. A lot of people's videos are gone, which is unfortunate. But there is still some out there. Like I know Cirque still has all his. If you kind of want to see it from his perspective, and you could probably do some digging and find some of our other members that may still have some videos up somewhere. But if not, and if you did live it with us, like, you know, episode to episode, hopefully it was just kind of a nice little trip down memory lane. But anyways, that's it. That's it for Minecraft nostalgia. It's the end of it now. We did Castaways, and then we did our 2 Night Owls. So that's it for me in this little mini series. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you enjoyed. I do apologize again for taking so long to get this one out. But here it is. I made it. I made it. I did it, Mom. I did it. Anyways, that's enough. That's enough rambling. I'm gonna get going, and hopefully I see you guys in the next video, whatever it may be. Take care.